Hello, my name's Ruby. I'm a product specialist here at Inspiration, and today I'm going to be taking you through an introduction to Inspiration 10. So I'm going to be jumping straight into demonstrating Inspiration 10 so that those of you who are completely new to the software can get a good understanding of what Inspiration is, how it works, how to use it. So Inspiration 10 is a visual thinking tool, and it can be used for creating mind maps, concept maps, webs, graphic organisers, outlines and presentations as well. So hopefully this will just give you a good quick overview of how to use Inspiration. So let's jump straight into the demonstration. So when I open up Inspiration 10, this is the starter screen that I'm faced with. We have a few options. So our three main views that we can work in are the diagram, outline and map view. Diagram and map view being our visual environments, map view being one where we can specifically create mind maps, meaning it follows the rules of creating a mind map, that there is one, it's all centered around that one topic in the middle, and then each topic has one parent topic. We do have a dedicated on-demand webinar for the map view, so please do check that one out. The diagram view, on the other hand, is one where we can create mind maps, but we can also create concept maps, webs, and any sort of diagram that we want to create, and so it's a much more fluid environment, and that's the one we're going to be focusing on today. Now both the diagram and the map view are fully synchronized with the outline view, and this is our linear text environment, one that helps us move towards an essay or a report or so on, and we do have another dedicated video just on the outline view. So I'll show you how both the diagram view and the outline view synchronize with each other as well when I go into the demonstration. So if we had any previous saved Inspiration documents, we'd be able to open them here. There's lots of resources available for us to learn to use Inspiration, and we've got lots and lots of templates as well. So I will show you a few of these near the end of this video. But our templates, we have some lots of subject-specific templates, study skill templates and so on, and they're a really good place for people to get started with really focused ideas generation. They're going to be templates that spark ideas. You know, if you're not quite sure where to start, then have a look at our templates. There's lots of good options there. So for now, we're just going to jump straight into diagram view. So this is our environment that we're going to be working in. So this is where we're going to be creating our diagram, this nice big space. We're immediately given this symbol in the center with our prompt to type in our main idea already highlighted, so we can straight away just start typing into that central idea. Our main tools we're going to use are across the top, and I'm going to run through what all of these are. We've got our symbols palette here, so we've got a huge bank of symbols available to us to include in our diagram, and we'll be using some of those. And then across the bottom, it's mainly our kind of customizing, formatting options, which we'll use as well. So let's start by, I'll talk you through kind of these main buttons that we're going to be using at the top. You'll see we've got our outline button. As I said, diagram view and outline view are fully synchronized with one another. Whatever I do in one is reflected in the other. So I'll just click on that now to show you the environment we move into. So this is the outline view. I'll come back to this once we've added lots to our map, just so that you can see how it transfers into here, but this is a environment really good for moving into, as I said, an essay, report, so on, that nice written text there, so we can just flick back and forth between outline view and diagram view here. Our three main ways of creating and linking symbols are the rapid fire, create and link tool up here. So the rapid fire tool is a really popular one, which is going to allow us to get ideas down really quickly. You know, before we forget anything, we can get our ideas down, it creates our symbols for us, and then we can kind of worry about organising them and sorting them out afterwards. So if I click on this drop down menu, menu, you'll see that we have two options, with links or without links. This just means that the symbols that are created will either be connected to the one that I currently have selected, the module 1 symbol, or they'll just be floating in the free space. So I'll do it with links for now, so I'll click on rapid fire. You see that it's selected, it's highlighted here, and also the red lightning bolt has come up in my symbol. So what I can do now is simply type, click enter, and then you'll see it creates a symbol for me. So I'm just getting, these are just example topics I could write, assignments. So all I'm doing is typing and clicking enter. And then to turn it off, I can just click back on the symbol up there. And then I can start moving things around as I like. As I said, it's a very fluid environment. You can really create the kind of diagram that you want to here. So another way to create symbols is to use the create tool up here. So I would click on the symbol I want to create one from, and then on the create tool you'll see as I move around that these different branches are highlighted. So this allows you to create a symbol in a very specific position from the one you've currently selected. So if I go here, you'll see that a symbol in the corresponding way is created. And then I can start typing in this one as well. And again, you can just keep moving things about as necessary. Another way to create symbols is to simply click and start typing. So there we go, and it just creates a floating symbol. Good if you're not quite sure where you want to link an idea up yet. You can create symbols this way and then start linking them afterwards, which we can easily do with our link tool. So let's just move this over here, and then we can click on our link tool. Again, you'll see that it's highlighted, so we know it's selected. I would click on the topic I want to link from, and then the topic I want to link to. And you can see I've created a link there. And the link tool stays on, so if I wanted to go from there to there, for example, we've created another link. And I would turn this off just by clicking on it, and that's turned off there. You can also create links just by clicking on your symbol. You'll see there's these 4 diamonds around the symbol. I would click on one and drag. So you can see it's really how quickly and easily I just added those symbols and started linking things up. You'll see there's a text box on the link, so what I could do is just clicking that. If I right click on this box, you'll see that I'm given some prompts of the kind of linking phrases. You see we've got lots and lots of linking phrases available to just click on, and they would be added in there. So let's pick one. Let's just do includes. There we go. So you can see that's easily added there. If I click back on my link, I can easily move the link however I want it to look. This black dot allows me to move the text box up and down. So you'll see there's lots, as I said, this fluid environment, there's lots of options to kind of move things around, make things look how I want to. And I can easily delete things off, just click the delete key, and that's really simple. So there are 3 main ways of creating symbols and then linking them up. These 3 at the top: rapid fire, create and link. And then if I just want to click, type in, and then I've created a symbol, we can also link up by using the anchors as I showed there as well. So as I said, really quick and easy to get things down, start linking them up and start representing the relationships between the symbols by using these linking phrases. So that's where we start to create these kind of deeper meanings between what the symbols reflect by showing the relationships between them. Okay, so our next tool that we can use along the top here is our Arrange tool. So I'll just click this drop down menu. You can see we have a few options, but I'm just going to click more to show you just how specific we can get with how inspiration will help us arrange our diagram. So we've got this little preview window here to show you what it will look like. We've got a tree, a web, a split tree, and these are all our options. As I said, we can get really quite specific with changing the link style and so on. So let's just do a downward tree just to show you what it looks like, how quickly inspiration kind of takes the heavy lifting out of organising our diagram for us. Some really good options there that might be relevant to the types of diagrams you want to create. I can click Ctrl Z and undo that for now, but some good options there for arranging your diagram. The next one along is our Notes tool. So I would click on a symbol. As we said, we've quickly got out these keywords and phrases. That's what we want to create in our symbols. We've used our linking phrases to show relationships between our ideas, but we also might want to expand upon those ideas a bit more. So that's where our Notes tool comes in. So I'll click on the Notes button. You'll see a note is created. Each symbol can have one note attached to it, and each note can include 8 A4 pages worth of notes, as well as an image. So I'll start including some symbols and images into the diagram in a moment, but just to show you, you can right click into your note, click Insert Graphic, and you can select an image that you might have saved to your computer, for example, which you can add in there as well. My note I can close down, and you'll see I've got this button here to expand, and I can move it around and so on. So a great way to expand upon your ideas a bit more. Another way to keep expanding more on our work is to use the hyperlink tool. So I'm just going to highlight the words that I want hyperlinked, click on my hyperlink button. You'll see I've got some options of the types of things I can hyperlink to, including a web page. So I'm just going to copy and paste a web page link just from to the inspiration page. So we can link to web pages, which might be further resources that our work might be linked to, a TED talk, lots of different things. We can also start linking to other files as well as other inspiration documents. So for example, this one I've called, just as an example, I've called this one Module 1. So you might have a broad inspiration document about a particular module you're working on. You then might have one that is specifically about a particular reading or a particular assignment that you've got. And you can link these inspiration documents to each other. So it means that all of your work is kind of combined in one place. It means you can kind of flip quite quickly and easily between all of your different work. And it just links everything up for you. Everything's quite nice and concise in this one area. So I'm just going to link up to this web page for now, and you can see the hyperlink that's created. If I click on that now, it's just opened up on my other screen, the web page. But you can see how quickly we can start linking up to additional resources, web pages and so on, which might be relevant to our diagram. So our next tool is our word guide. So the word guide is particularly useful for users who might find they're repeating words quite a lot, or that just want to expand their vocabulary. So if I just select a word or click in a word and then I click on the word guide, we can see a definition comes up as well as some synonyms, so I can replace the word that I've used. So if I just click on a word, I can look up its meaning, or I can replace it, and you can see that the word has changed there. So a really good way, as I said, to expand on vocabulary and just kind of make your work, sound a bit better as you're working through it. So another tool we have up here is the transfer tool. This is going to allow us to transfer our work to a Word document. So if I click on this, we can see the wizard that opens up. This is our preview window again, which is going to show us what our Word document is going to look like, and we've got the options to include or take away any of these parts of our diagram. So you can see here that, I might have created quite a large map with all of these ideas, and I transfer it over into Word, and this might be what is where I start working on an essay. So a really good way to move things over into Word and continue working on them there. You really might not realise just how much work you've got down just by creating your diagram. You move it over into Word, and then you've really got this solid base for starting an essay, for example. So if I clicked OK, it would create a Word document. We can do that quickly now. Let's just save that. So you have to have it saved, and then it's created a Word document for me. So you can imagine, if I've created quite a large diagram, it's really going to create quite a large Word document for me, which I can continue creating from here. So let's just close that down for now. So that's our transfer option. I'll come back to the sync option in just a moment, but just to let you know, this is the listen tool. So if I click to turn on the listen tool, then anything I now click on, it will read it out for me. So
reading.
Hopefully you heard that. My computer just read out reading for me.
Resources.
And so on. So this is a really useful tool, especially if you want to listen back to the work that you've written down and check it makes sense. For example, I might have added lots and lots of notes, lots of pages of notes into my note here. I could click on it, it would read it back to me, I can check it kind of is making sense. Really good if you're more of an auditory learner, so I can just turn that off and it works as a toggle, turning on and off in that way. Now our sync tool is really relevant when we are working in the outline view. So when switching from our diagram to our outline view, as we showed you earlier, there we go, you can see our outline view has continued to expand along with our diagram. Anything I did in diagram view has been added here. I've got the options to open and close our different areas there. As you can see, these are all toggles, which might help you zone in on a particular area that you're working on at the time. So this is our outline view. This is where we can continue to expand on our work. As I said, the two are completely synchronized with each other. But yes, what I want to talk about was the sync tool. So when switching from diagram to outline view, Inspiration will automatically arrange your main topics in the order that you entered them, and subtopics in the order that they were linked to the parent topic. So this was the order that I entered my 4 main topics: book 1, book 2, assignments, resources. However, you might reorganize your diagram topics in a different order, and in a way that makes more sense to you, and you might want the outline view to reflect this. So if I wanted let's do it. So if I've arranged it this way, then I'm thinking of my diagram in a clockwise formation. So this would be the one that I want first, book 1, then I would want assignments, resources, and book 2. So if I go into outline view and click the synchronize button, you'll see that my symbols my main topics are reorganized in the way that I've organised them in my diagram. So the best way to show you this is by demonstrating it. So another way that we could organise them is from top to bottom. So if I organise my diagram in let's do it in a tree like this. Oops, just clicked on my hyperlink. And I organise my symbols from, let's put this here, like this. So now I've organised them: book 2, book 1, assignments, resources. I go into outline view, I click synchronise, and you can see they've been reorganised in the way that I'm thinking of them. So this can also be done from left to right. So if my tree diagram was a downward tree, as I showed before, then I could organise my topics from left to right, synchronise, and it would go that way as well. So I'm just going to arrange my diagram to a web just so it looks more like how I had it before. And rearrange them again. Book 1, let's go book 1, book 1, assignments, resources, book 2, outline, synchronise, and they've rearranged again. So I'm just demonstrating this a lot just as the best way to show it, and to show you that the way that inspiration organises it might be different to the way that you want it organised. You might want it organised in, as I said, that clockwise or the top to bottom or the left to right way, the way that your mind is thinking of things. And this synchronise tool just makes it much easier for the outline view to represent how you have organised your thinking in diagram view. So you've got it all set in diagram view, you come over to outline view. It might not be right how you want it in the first place, but using the sync tool, you can really quickly change the ordering. You can still change your ordering in outline view by dragging and dropping as well. So whilst we've got the sync tool, which is really quick and easy, you can still change things over here in outline view. So the outline view as well works in hierarchy, as you can see. So when I do drag and drop things, the red dot that you can see is going to show me what level on the hierarchy my topic is going to drop into. So if I drop it here, you can see it's moved right down underneath report there. I can move it back up. Let's move it here. Let's move it in line. So you can move things up and down, but also in the hierarchy you can move it left and right, and you can do that using these left and right buttons here as well. So I can move things up and down the hierarchy as necessary. So really quick and easy to organise outline view as well. As I said, we have a specific webinar on outline view, which is going to really focus on this view and, you know, jumping straight into this view. So please do check that one out, because, you know, it's got lots of options to work with all on itself. So let's go back to diagram view for now. And I want to show you how to start customizing your diagram. So this is quite a plain, simple diagram, and it's using the default settings that Inspiration is set with. We can set our own default settings. We can go up to utility here and go to default settings. And if there are particular colours, fonts and so on that you like to use each time you come into Inspiration, then it's worth working through this short default settings wizard, just so that they're set each time you come into Inspiration. You don't have to spend the time doing that. But of course you can change them just on the fly as well. So if I right click, you can see I've got an option to change the background colour. So lots of people don't like looking at a white background or this white space. It can give them some visual stress, so we're just going to change it. You know, lots of options there. Change it to something a bit more muted. You know, lots of options. I'm just demonstrating some options. Let's go for a blue. And then we can change the colour of our symbols. So we can also change the size of our symbols. So let's change the centre symbol colour. And we can change the line colour as well. So this was the fill colour, this is our line colour. Let's change it to something darker. We can change the thickness using this tool here. As you can see, we can change the font. So let's make it a bit bigger and let's make it bold. So you can see how quick and easy it is to start customizing your diagram. This is really useful for making things more visually appealing. Again, using these visual cues that help your learning. So our symbols have been created using our keywords and phrases. We've used linking phrases. We've used our notes. These are all verbal cues which are going to help our learning, but we also want to include visual cues, which are going to be our symbols and our images, which I'll include in a moment, but also colour and spacing. These are visual cues which are going to help us remember that maybe in the top left corner there was book 2 symbols which were all blue, for example. That might be how we remember our diagram later on when we're perhaps revising from it. So use lots of these customizing tools are down here. Do use them. They're going to help make it more personalised to you and how your brain is thinking of your diagram. So let's just change a few more. We can also use the edit button up here. We can go to select and we can select, for example, all symbols, all links, all notes and things, and we can customize all of those things. So if I click select all links, you can see all the links are selected. Let's change the colour. All of them can be this colour and a bit thicker. Then I might select this symbol and this symbol. If I click shift, I can select multiple symbols. You can see they're both selected. I can change the colour of these. Let's change the colour of these two. And this one. And you can see then kind of each topic has its own assigned colour that we can work from. It might be a bit similar. There we go. So yes, really quick and easy to start customising, getting things looking a bit nicer, more reflective of how you're going to remember things, how you're going to think of things. So another way to customise is using our symbols, as we've said. So we've got our symbols palette, lots and lots of libraries full of images which might be relevant to your diagram. So let's click on a symbol. We can search through our symbols here, or we can just enter a search term. So let's just put book, click enter, select a symbol, and you'll see that our symbol's changed. We can resize it and move it about as necessary. So let's just do another symbol here. I don't know if anything, let's try essay. No. Okay, let's go to the library and go to school. Use this one, that's perfect. Okay, so lots of symbols to choose from. Do look through these. Lots of subject specific symbols which might be relevant to the particular diagram you're working on, the particular subject you're working on, and so on. But we can also add in our own images that we might have saved from online, for example. So we can do that by clicking insert graphic, and then we can choose the image we have saved, for example, or we can drag and drop. So I'm just going to do that for now, just to show you that I can drag in an image here, resize it. These are just a couple saved images on the desktop. This has created a symbol. You'll see there's the text box. I've created a symbol here using this. This is just a random image, of course. I don't know if we've got a specific, I might have a specific reading about ducks. So let's add this image in here. I've also got an animated GIF as well. So you can see how we can add those into our diagram. Let's add a linking phrase. Okay, so just to reiterate some points, we've quickly and easily got down some symbols, got down our key words, key phrases using the rapid fire tool and the create tool, and we've linked them up, and we've included link phrases as well to represent relationships between them. We know that we can arrange our diagram quite quickly and easily using the arrange tool. We've added notes to expand upon our ideas, and hyperlinks to link to further resources which are going to help us out. Our word guide we've used. It's worth noting as well that as well as the word guide, there is an inbuilt spell checker. So if you spell a word wrong, the little red dotted line will come up underneath the word, as you can see, and then I can click in that, right click, and I'm given some options of what I might be meaning to spell. So that's really helpful and useful as well. We've got the transfer tool, which is going to allow us to take our document into Word, where we can continue expanding on our work. We've got the synchronize tool, which works with the outline view, so that the way we have arranged things in diagram view can be reflected in outline view. And we've got our listen tool as well, available for us to use there. We've also used lots of these options across the bottom to customize our diagram. We've pulled in images that we had saved on our desktop, as well as used symbols from our symbols library here. So those are all of the main things that you're going to be using to quickly create your diagram. Just a note as well, down here we've got some zoom in, zoom out, so I can zoom right out, I can zoom right in, and I've got this hand tool here as well, which is going to allow me to move around my diagram, kind of focus in on parts. I can switch that off, and this one is a fit to screen, so that's my document fitting in. Let's zoom out a little bit, there we go. So those are some options there as well. So those are all of our main options, which are hopefully going to get you started using Inspiration, get you started with creating your first diagram. Just to note as well that, as well as our notes toggle that goes in and out there, you'll see these arrows. Now these are going to hide or show any subtopics. So that's really useful if you want to focus in on any particular part of your diagram and just work on that. Then you can hide and show topics, or it's good for revision, where you might hide a topic and kind of relay information and then show it and check that you got it right, for example. So that's a really quick overview of our diagram view and kind of the main tools that you're going to be using. As I said, you can flick between this and outline view. So let's go back to outline view there. So I did quickly show you how you can arrange things in outline view, but just to show you, we have the option down here as well of showing symbols. So if I've got a particular image that is connected to a symbol, then you'll see that is reflected here, and that kind of helps with, I can zoom in as well, that helps with, again, the visual aid. Let's just put a note in for that one, and you'll see that my linking phrases are included as well, where necessary. So really useful to be able to flick between the two to keep expanding here, but I'm not going to go into detail too much in outline view. Please do check out the outline view demonstration that I've done on the other on-demand webinar. This is really just to show you how to create your first map in diagram view. Then you can continue expanding in outline view, or you can even take it to a presentation. So up here you'll see I've got the option to go to presentation manager. I'm going to click on that. It's going to give me some options of the kind of formatting I want to include in my presentation. Let's just click on this one, and I've got a few options here which I can change if I wish. Of course, you can change those later on in the presentation manager if you want to. Click OK, and then we moved over into our presentation manager. So Inspiration has automatically created some slides for me based on my diagram. Of course, the diagram I created was quite a small one. If you've created a bigger diagram, then these will be a bit more filled out with information, but you'll see that it's brought over all of my topics. It's brought over the hyperlink here. My notes are now presenter notes, and on the side here you'll also see that snapshots have been created based on my diagram. So this is really useful, if let's just drag this one over, you can just drag and drop, and you can see quite quickly I've changed this from just having text in it to something which has got that visual and verbal cue that I spoke about as well. this is also really useful if the diagram was something particularly that I've been working on, that's something that, you know, is helpful for the way that I learn, and I'm now sharing this presentation with others, then I've still got those cues from my diagram available for me here as well. You can also click the Create Snapshot button. That will take you back to your diagram where you can select a specific area of your diagram to create a snapshot from, for example. So if these ones aren't relevant to what you want to use, then you can do that. Just to quickly run you through some bits on Presentation Manager as well. We've got some options. We can change again how our presentation formatting looks. So those same options that we moved over in, if we're not happy with this one, let's change it to this one, for example. We've got options on our bulleting, so here, how our bullet points look, so we can change those, and we can also change kind of the framing of our slides, the kind of boxes that we want to use to include images, text and so on. We can also add in new talking points. So you'll see up here I've got the talking point button. If I click that, it's added a talking point underneath, and I can continue adding additional points here, and just like in the outline view, I can move things up and down the hierarchy using these left and right buttons. So really quick and easy to keep expanding on your presentation. You'll see I've still got the listen tool available here. I've got some options to create a new container. If I want to, I can create a new container, move that, change the shape how I want to. I can add a talking point to this new container here. So, you know, really quick and easy to start customizing this one as well. And I can add new slides. I can duplicate slides, and I can split slides into two. So if I click on the point where I want a slide to split, I click split, and then you'll see that it's created the two slides based on my split information. I can click Control Z and undo that quite easily as well. So that was a really quick way of just describing my the presentation view. Some of the other webinars go into it into more detail, but I'm just demonstrating how you can move your diagram from that initial kind of thought process that we had in our diagram view, just getting our ideas out, to expanding on them, to using images and customizing it, to then moving that into both either outline view, which we may want to use to move into an essay, a report, so on, or into Presentation Manager if we want to share a presentation with other people. We've got those options. So your diagram can be, we don't want it to be something that you just create and forget about. We want it to be something that you're able to work from and continue creating your work from throughout your whatever it is that you're working on at the time, whatever the particular topic is. So we can click play and go through our presentation if we wish, or we can click back and it's going to take us back to our diagram as well. So one last thing I wanted to show you was some templates. So I'm just going to click off of the, well, let's click File and let's go New. And then you'll see we've got this templates option here, as I showed you at the beginning. So I'm just going to click on that, and I'm going to show you, quickly run through some of our templates that we have available. So you'll see when I click on one, so these are all under the English subject area. You'll see that a short description is given, and this is our little preview window of what my template is going to look like. So let's click on, some of them are in map view, some of them are in diagram view, and some of them are essays which are going to be in outline view. So if I just click on this one just to demonstrate, here we go, we've got an outline for a cause and effect essay available to us there. So we're given all of these prompts of where we can get started. We can straight away start typing into this document and expanding on it. As I said, the diagram view and the outline view are still fully synchronized when you're using a template as well, so you'll see that we have the two linked together. But as this is an essay, this template starts in outline view, hoping that you can expand and start creating your essay here. Let's just look at another few templates. Humanities, so you'll see we've got lots and lots of, we've got a good one to show chronological events here. You can put in dates and times and the event, you know, if you're working on specific history subject. Just going to keep going through some templates just to demonstrate the kinds of templates we have available. Compare and contrast, a really good general template that can be used for lots and lots of different things. So I put in my concept A, concept B, and I can put in my similarities and differences. So hopefully that just gives you a quick idea with these templates of the kinds of things that you have available to you there in the templates. It's really worth having a look through them to see if there's something that's relevant to you or the types of work you're working on. And a really good place to get you started if you've got that kind of that blank screen, you don't really know where you want to get started, you've got lots of ideas but you don't know where to go with them. This gets you started with some really focused ideas generation. It's hopefully going to spark some ideas and get you creating an inspiration document that looks good and is helpful to your learning. So that's everything I wanted to run through for today. I know it's a really quick overview of specifically the diagram view. Hopefully this shows you how you can get started there, gives you an idea of the environment you're working in and the main tools you're going to be using, as well as how to customize it to work with you. I quickly showed you how to move this into both outline view, how to transfer this to Word, and how to move it into Presentation Manager as well. So create your diagram and then move this into one of these other environments to keep working on it to really get some use out of your diagram. I hope this has been helpful. Please, get in contact if you have any questions, things you want to work on. Please check out our other webinars as well. We have ones, as I said, specific to mind mapping, specific to outlining, and lots more study skills ones which are going to help you go deeper into inspiration and how you might find it useful, one specific to revision and so on. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time.